We're back with this East German steam locomotive. You've seen it before, I've done a review of it, and it's now time to do a restoration on this model. It is a bit grubby and it's got some problems, this locomotive, so we're going to clean it up and make it look good as new, I think. Now, a lot of YouTube videos start with what it looks like currently, and then it just flashes to what it's going to become, and then it'll flash back a little bit and it's a bit of effect. So I thought I'd give that a go today. So this is what we've got at the moment. And this is it after I've restored it. So back to before and after my expert restoration. And right, okay. And I've actually forgotten to edit this bit as well. So okay, I'm busted. I've actually got another one. So the truth is, I did actually have every intention to restore the one at the back, but I just happened to find the one at the front on eBay, and I managed to get it for £25 delivered, which I thought was a fantastic price. Now there is a problem with this one. The listing said that it runs really badly, but the actual finish on this model is absolutely perfect. It looks as though it's a brand new model. I can't see any problems with it at all. And also on this side we even have this part here, which is missing on my old dirty one as well. The only issue I could see on this is that it's missing one of the jewels here at the back of the locomotive, but thankfully we've got that on our older one here. So it's an age-old job of getting two models and doing a bit of cut and shut and putting them together and making one good one. But I think first thing we should do is find out what the problems are on this one that I've just bought for £25. So this one here is the old one. In the last video I took this apart and did some cleaning on the inside of it, and we got it running really good. It was missing a part at the front which was making a lot of noise, but I created a new part out of a scrap piece of metal and that seemed to solve the problem. So running in the forward direction, this one runs really good. However, in reverse it actually sounds really terrible, and I'm still not sure why that is. And here is the newer one on the test track, so let's give it some power and we'll see what happens. Well, I think it's a bit of a stretch for that seller to say that this is a bad runner because it doesn't actually run at all. But I'm not bothered about that because just the parts on this are worth, I think, £25 to get one of these locomotives working. But let's have a look and see what's going on with this locomotive. I'm just going to take it apart. I've got this model apart now, and it actually looks really quite clean. I'm not really sure why it's not running, so let's investigate a little bit further as we take this apart. Okay, I found the problem. It's obviously that wire there that's come away from this little coil. And it's just on one side. It seems to be fine on the other side. So that's going to be really tricky to fix. And I think maybe what I'll do is just actually put a wire from this point here over to here and just bypass this completely. I think we could probably do it on both sides. I'm not sure why this locomotive has got these little things here. It's probably just an interference suppressor or something like that. I'm not quite sure. I think if we just run a line across there, it should be fine and we could do away with this one. And for the time being, I'll leave this one here. So that's the plan of action next. I'm going to have to get out my soldering iron. Having taken this part off, I've actually had a change of mind and I've just unwound this a little bit and I'm going to solder it up underneath and just keep this part. So that's the next step. I'm just going to put this in and then solder it. Well, the gods of model railways must be looking over me today because that actually worked. I can't believe we've got this back together, and it actually looks really quite neat as well. So the next step on this body is just to steal one of these little jewels off the other locomotive and put it in here. So that's the next step. So we just need to glue that into the other locomotive. Now I don't want to use super glue on it in case it goes all frosty, so I'm going to use my old favourite, my Canopy glue. So for the amount of times that I mention about my Formula 560 Canopy glue, you'd think I was sponsored by them, but I'm not actually. Wish I was, but there you go, I just use this stuff an awful lot. So I've just put some glue onto the light fit in there, and I'm just going to put the jewel in here. So while we've got the body apart, I'm actually just going to put some glazing in, and I've got this piece of scrap plastic from some packaging. I'm just going to make some windows out of that. Okay, we've just got some little bits of plastic cut to size here, and again I'm going to be using some canopy glue for doing this. Well, I'm not going to win any modelling prizes for doing that modification, but we now have glazing on this locomotive, which is great. I'm going to put it back together and then we'll give it a bit of a test run. So it is a bit noisy there. I probably should have put some oil into it when we were taking it apart there. So I'm just going to take it apart again, put some oil on it, and then we'll give it another test run. Well, these old East German locomotives are always going to be a bit noisy, but it's certainly quieter than it was, and it runs really well and smooth as well. So I think this is a big win, and I'm quite surprised because we managed to fix this. Normally when I try and fix things, it just goes terribly wrong. But it does beg the question, what are we going to do with the old dirty one? So I've got no need for this one now, and I think I'm probably just going to put it on eBay as a spares or repair model. So what have we learned today? I guess sometimes it's actually better to cut your losses and just get another model, and sometimes it's good just to take a gamble on something that isn't running that well off eBay and just fix it yourself. Sometimes it's easy enough, sometimes it's not, but that's the gamble you take. I think I've been very lucky with this locomotive, and it's been a whole bunch of fun fixing this one and the dirty one up, and I'm going to be very proud of this locomotive in my collection. So let me know what your thoughts are on this locomotive. I'd love to know in the comments below, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps this channel. I'll put this on the turntable so you can see all the way around, and on screen in a moment there'll be a link to another video I've done. Click on that now and you can watch that too, and I'll see you over there. Thanks for watching this one. See ya!